Hey, let's go ahead and get started with a message from our spirit guides, angels, and ancestors. We're going to start out with the Motivation Manifesto. Let's see. Oh, we got two of them. Freedom and greatness belong to those who master their day. And we've got, we must not lose the urgency of this moment as it begs for us to begin something grand and important. Okay, so take those how you will. We'll see how the rest of the reading plays out. All right, Spirit, what do we have for the collective? What do we have going on for the collective? Spirit guides, angels, ancestors, what are the most important messages that the collective needs to hear right now? We've got meditate and contemplate. You are good enough. And we have communication is key, and bottom of the deck, confidence is your key to success. Okay. So overall energy being the confidence is your key to success. We are in Leo season right now. We are coming up on a Leo new moon, which is showing up right here, new moon in Leo. And it talks about being confident, being courageous, being willing to step out of the box. This is about our creativity. This is about us really stepping into our power. You know, we are as fierce as the lion, but also soft like the lamb is what I'm seeing, you know. It's having, that duality. I feel like for a lot of you, there's been something that you have been kind of mulling over, you know, you've been kind of trying to contemplate. Maybe there's a self-worth issue in what you're doing. But I do feel like there's going to be some type of communication. We do have Virgo and Gemini both here, which is the ruler is Mercury. And we do have Mercury right now in Virgo, slowing down to go retrograde back into Leo. So I feel like for a lot of you, you're doing a lot of analyzing. You're doing some critical thinking right now, maybe a little bit too much. Okay, whenever we get into Virgo season, we tend to overanalyze, overthink, you know, certain scenarios in our lives. And sometimes it can be very debilitating as well. You know, it does rule the nervous system. So I would say, like, you know, try to take a step back, ground yourself out if you possibly can. Because again, it is Virgo, it's earth energy. You know, funny enough, we have every one of the elements here. We have fire, we have water, we have earth, and we have air. So this really is about utilizing all the elements at your disposal. But really, because we do have the fixed sign of Leo here, my suggestion is I really just feel like being bold and courageous and stepping forth. If there's some type of a conversation that you need to have with somebody, maybe you need to go and get some type of advice so that it can make you feel like you're making the right decision, you know? And, you know, it's not like going to your friends or going to your parents, you know, because a lot of the time they are biased in your situation. They only want what's best for you. And sometimes what they think is best for you is not necessarily what is best for you. So maybe it's really important that you reach out to a third party, you know, talking to a therapist or a counselor or, a spiritual life coach. You know what I mean? Somebody who can actually look at your situation and analyze it from a completely different perspective so that, you know, they can give you pure, unfiltered advice. That's what I'm getting here. I'm definitely getting some type of advice. I feel like you are going to be talking to someone, something that you've been, you know, going back and forth on. You know, that could be a job, that could be moving. It's not really saying what it is. For some of you, it could be, you know, about a new business, okay? And I feel like you're going to have to step into that courageously. You know, a lot of the time you're like, oh my God, am I going to be good enough? Am I going to be okay? Is the job going to be good enough? You know, I think that we need to get back to that. You know, I've advised a few people, you know, they're going to go get a job and stuff. And they're like, oh, I have to put my best foot forward. No, you just have to put your authentic foot forward. You know, I think that people need to get back to recognizing like that when you're going through an interview, you're also interviewing them. What makes you want to work for this company? What is it that they have to offer you? Can you get their references from past employees that have worked for their company? You know, another way to look at it, right? This is why it's so important that you get a perspective of from somebody who is not biased in your situation. So what is this all about, Spirit? What is it all about that we're talking about with the collective? What is this all about? Spirit, please show me. Yeah, we've got peace here. Okay. Schedule a reading with me. I would be happy to help you. What else? Oh, that's too many cards, and I feel like it was just sloppy shuffling. Spirit, please show me. All right, what do we got here? We've got happy, happy. And we've got no place like home. Bottom of the deck, we've got blessed. I like these energies. So it kind of goes back to recognizing that, everything that's happening in your life is a blessing, okay? I feel like for some of you, you could have been discouraged. Maybe you are trying to find a home, and maybe you keep getting, your application continues to get turned down, and it's saying like, no, stay in that happy vibration. Realize that if you are getting turned down for a certain place, it's actually, what is it? What is that saying? Like, rejection is redirection or something like that. Let me know in the comments. But I feel like you could be finding out that you are getting a home, and maybe you're just like, well, I don't make enough money, and they put all these stupid requirements. You have to make 3 times the rent. Who the hell makes 3 times the rent anymore? You know what I mean? Like, oh, you can do this. You can't have, your pets. You can't, they're family. Like, would you even want to rent from a place like that? Listen, there was one time, I was looking for a place, and, and I was very forthright. I have cats. It's non-negotiable. I am, wherever I go, they're going with me. And this lady reaches out to me randomly, and she was like, how attached are you to your cats? And I'm like, more attached than I am to your home. Like, even though there was a shortage of homes and stuff in Hawaii, and this was like after, 2020 and whatnot. And of course, there were shortages of housing everywhere. I was willing to, brush this one aside, even though I could have totally jumped in and been like, hey, does anybody want to take my cats? I have to move, and I can't take them with me. Absolutely not. They're a package deal. So it's like, you have to be willing to make certain sacrifices, because that's what Pisces is all about. Because at the end of the day, you wouldn't feel peaceful if you had to give up a part of your family. What if somebody told you, hey, I can rent this to you, but you can't bring your kids? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, your animals are also a part of it. So it's like, and then somebody says, oh, well, I can't rent it to you because, you don't make this amount of money. Well, if that's the only thing that's keeping you, because you wouldn't be applying if you couldn't afford the rent, and I think that it's so much funnier, nowadays that, we can't rent a house, but we can, we pay 10 times more for a rental than we would if we, had a mortgage, but yet you can't even get a mortgage these days. It's all kind of ridiculous to me, but at the end of the day, it is saying like, you are good enough, stay in that happy vibration, you will find peace. This is a blessing. Stay confident in your ability, whether that's finding a home. Maybe for some of you, it's about working from home. Maybe you want to start a new job and you're like, I don't know. It's something that you've been kind of mulling around, At the end of the day, the only way it's going to fail is if you allow it to fail. So I do feel like, also sitting down with the people in your home, having conversations. I remember I was watching Alf. I know that sounds silly, but I was. I don't know if any of you guys remember Alf. Let me know in the comments if you do. But I was watching Alf recently, and, an oldie but goodie. And I remember sitting there and I was watching it. And the one thing that I absolutely loved about watching it is like when the mom and the dad, there was something going on in the family or with the finances. They sat the kids down and they explained to the children, hey, this is where we're at right now. We need to be making some cutbacks, and we need to, until things can, get better in our finances or whatever. And so the kids were actually a part of, the process, and they weren't like kept in the dark. They weren't, hidden from conversation. Oh, we got to keep this a secret from the kids because they don't need to know that we're having financial difficulties. We just need to pretend that everything is okay, when deep down inside, they're affected by everything that's going on too. So I do feel like, again, communication really is key, and keeping children informed, because that's life. They're going to have to go through that one day. And I remember, when I was a kid, my parents used to do everything in their power. My mom was so freaking secretive. She lied about everything. You'd ask her a question and she'd tell you the complete opposite because, again, she just didn't want us to know certain things. And, that didn't end up helping us in the long run. In fact, if anything, it ended up hindering us, and then, of course, I carried that down to my children for a little bit, but then I got honest with my kids. And I felt like it was better for me to be honest about what was going on in our lives, and our finances and everything else than actually, and it built a bond because there was a bond of trust, And so I feel like that is something that people need to start thinking about, stop trying to coddle certain individuals. I feel like you need to have open dialect and open conversations about everything, nothing should be off the table, especially if it's your family. Like, why not have those conversations? Wouldn't you want everybody to be on the same page? So back to the reading. It was, sorry about my little side tangent, but I felt called that I needed to talk to somebody about that. So that will resonate with someone out there. I feel like, what? I feel like for some of you, you are at this place of like just kind of feeling good, feeling happy, feeling at peace, feeling like, everything is a blessing right now. I feel like, for others of you, when it talks about the meditate and contemplate and peace, I feel like, you need to get back to a very peaceful place. And in doing so, it's going to help you with making certain decisions in your life, like where you're going to work, what you're going to do, I mean, even getting out into nature. I feel like for some of you, maybe you're suspended in your house. All you do is sit in the house and you do absolutely nothing. Get out into nature. Go talk to people. It's really important. I was talking to somebody today about that. I was like, what's the alternative? Sitting around here all day? Like, I'll be in here doing my work and stuff, and I'll get, some of my emails, going and whatnot, and then I'll feel like a creative block. So I'll get up. I leave the house. I leave the house like multiple times a day. In the morning, I wake up, I go out, I get a cup of coffee, I drive around, I find new things, I, meet different people, and people wouldn't even know I existed if all I did was sit in the house. Plus, you're not getting out into nature. You're not, you're not meeting new people. You're not finding new things. Like, I found a walking path that I didn't even know existed, but all of a sudden I was out and about today, and it was funny because I saw this scooter just take off into the woods somewhere, and I was like, well, where does that lead? Most people wouldn't do what I do, but I do. I just trust that there's a reason why that path was shown to me, especially because I've driven past it a million freaking times and I didn't even know it existed until I saw that. And then I went off into the woods and it was freaking beautiful, So again, it's like, go out, explore, enjoy things. That's what we're here for, not just to sit in the house as prisoners, So I do feel like, sitting down, having conversations with new people, with people in your family, explaining what's going on, and really just feeling joyful and at peace. I feel like happiness is very important. And I feel like there's a lot of blessings that are coming to you. Maybe you're not even aware of all the blessings that are like being aligned for you right now behind the scenes. And I feel like you need to be with all this Pisces, Virgo, and Gemini energy. These are mutable signs. So it's like being mutable, being flexible, not being too bold and too rigid. You know what I mean? Like, you need to adjust your routines because Virgo is about routines. I feel like what's going to make you happier is when you're going out into nature, when you're meeting new people, when you're doing new things. And I know that that's really hard for the collective right now because of, the shit show that we're really experiencing in the collective with everybody being so freaking angry, everybody having their own beliefs and everybody, trying to shove their stuff out down everybody's throats. It's ridiculous. Like, let's get back to enjoying life again. Let's get back to actually seeing the blessings and all the small things that life has to offer. I feel like that's what is going to help us in the long run. I do feel like there are, miracles that are happening for a lot of you. The number 22, 23, 26, and 50 could be of importance. Those could be ages, those could be dates, or those could be lucky numbers. So take what resonates, discard the rest, but I want to read these again. Freedom and greatness belong to those who master their day. Freedom and greatness belong to those who master their day. What are you doing in your day? How can you shake up your routine? Because I feel like if you're willing to shake up your routine, get out of the house, stop doing the same old thing, I feel like you're going to end up meeting some really awesome people. And we must not lose the urgency of this moment as it begs for us to begin something grand and important. Something grand and important that is such a blessing. Not just a blessing for you, but a blessing for everyone involved, that everybody who is going to benefit from these blessings. I feel like it's going to make you very happy. I feel like feeling very secure, feeling very good. It says you are good enough. You deserve this happiness. You deserve this peace. Get back to a very peaceful place. And I'm telling you right now, for some of you, you're going to be able to invest in a new home. For others of you, you're just going to feel very stable. So again, talking to people, it's like in Hawaii, we say the coconut wireless. Make sure if there's something that it is that you're looking for, whether it's a career opportunity or a home environment, like if you're wanting to move homes, talk to people, put it out there. Don't just expect to go on Craigslist and find what you're looking for or realtor.com. Because if you do that, you're going to have to go through all the red tape, and things don't have to be so hard. Anyway, you guys, I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. If you are interested in a personal reading, all my information's in the description box down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It does help my channel grow. Comment. Let me know how this reading resonates with you. Thank you to everyone who has donated to my channel. And if you are interested in signing up for my newsletter, I send an email blast out every Tuesday and Thursday with a lot of really awesome information. Email me at thefootstepstopeace@gmail.com with your name and your email address, and I will sign you up personally. Anyway, check me out over on Facebook and Instagram under the Footsteps to Peace and Peace Unhinged Tarot. Love you guys all so much, and we will chat again soon. Take care.